Yeah, I remember as a youngster, you standing on the block out there playing hopscotch, making a lollipop. I wanted to come and talk, but I was shy back then. Baddest girl in the school thought I had no friends. Closest to friends, used to pick and laugh at me, used to call me silly names, cause I was soulful and tangled. Exactly how I thought it would be. Years later, I'm in the Bahamas sipping, lifting. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of D Lynn Reacts. I am your host, Mr. D Lynn, and we back with another reaction video. This time, we're going to take a moment of silence, and we're going to take a little time out of our day to recognize the great, the late Marvin Gaye. So we're going to do this. We're going to react to the video. Those of you who follow me, y'all already know how my content is. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what y'all feel about the content. But without further ado, we're going to get right into the video, y'all.
Marvin Gaye was a superstar, a Motown legend.
He was the prince of Motown, and he was truly that kind of a person.
He had that kind of charisma where the ladies just loved him.
But the smooth exterior and golden voice hid another very different Marvin Gaye. Paranoid, suicidal, addicted to cocaine.
When he was good, he was really, really good, and when he was bad, you just wanted to get the hell out of the way.
In 24 hours, a lifelong family feud would finally come to an end. Marvin will be dead, shot by his father.
Real quick, before we continue, man, let me know in the comments what's your favorite Marvin Gaye song, man. I got so many of them, man. But let me know what's your favorite Marvin Gaye song. He was one of the greatest soul singers, soul voices that the generation or the generation before it has ever heard. So let me know in the comments what's your favorite Marvin Gaye song. But without further ado, we're gonna get right back into the video.
March 31st, 1984. Marvin Gaye is one of the most successful recording artists in the world. After a grueling year-long tour, he's retreated to his parents' house in LA. In less than 24 hours, he'll be dead. For the past 6 months, Marvin has been struggling with a growing depression.
There came a time when he just put on a bathrobe and was just there in the house. He just never left.
It was crazy, dog. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Hey, come on in. Come on in, dog. Hey,
Marvin Gaye is addicted to cocaine. Since moving in with his parents, his use has increased steadily. It's caused...
So, for those of y'all who don't know, Marvin Gaye was extremely cocaine addicted. I believe a lot of the time that's why he made some of the decisions he made. If you've ever had a family member or know someone who deal with any type of drug habit, any type of drugs in general, you know how exhausting that can be, how draining that could be. So even though he had all the money, he was still addicted to this drug, and that by itself for family members is so draining.
Tension with his father, having junkies and dealers constantly coming to the house.
cool, man. What's been up?
When Marvin came back to LA, he just wanted to be left alone, but everybody came out of the woodwork. So there was constant traffic at the house, day and night.
Yeah, we can party here. Yeah?
Any normal household doesn't have 20 or 30 people coming and going all day long, every day. And it gets old very quick, and Father was just tired of it.
It's a little too much activity for him. He liked to remain peaceful in his room without any activity going on around him.
Marvin and his father have been locked in a power struggle since he was a child. But now Marvin is the breadwinner. He bought the family home in LA, a fact his father resents.
There's a struggle between who is going to be the head of that family. And theories, life and religion and everything else, and all the blow and everything that's going on there in his house. His father would think, I guess, which it was, I guess.
See, Marvin had an old school daddy. He didn't care nothing about that money. He don't care nothing about that. He still felt like that he was top dog in charge. Like, that's how the old school, like, they feel like they top dog in charge. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care how much money you got, I can bring you in this world and I can take you out. That's the type of stuff his daddy was on. I'm telling you, I know that for a fact.
The one person who's always held the family together is Marvin's mother. She has her own bedroom between her husband and her son.
I think the deal that Marvin had was he started putting his mother in the middle of it because, you know, I can't fight you back, Daddy, but I can get Mama for you, and she loved him to death. And he basically used his mama, you know, against his daddy.
Marvin's mom, in many ways, was a peacemaker and a negotiator and a referee and a nurturer. I think that she was his anchor. I think that she was the one place that he felt love.
My father always knew there was a closeness between Marvin and his wife. He always knew that.
Marvin's father is jealous of their relationship and his son's success.
They were like in two different worlds. They didn't acknowledge each other. I've never seen such a strained relationship between two people.
Wow.
You could kind of feel the vitriol.
You know, there seemed to be some love there, but they were always in conflict. They were always seemingly in conflict.
In 22 hours, the bitter hatred between father and son will explode in violence.
See, like I was saying, like, old school people, man, like, them being under the same roof was never going to be a good idea, because Marvin feel like he the one taking care of everybody. I'm the one who bought this house, you know, like, this is all me, because of me, what I do, not you. So I understand from that point of view, but his daddy on some stuff like, man, I don't care about none of that. I'm still your daddy, and I'm still going to be the head of whatever. So that, them being under the same roof is never going to be good. It's never going to was never going to turn out good.
45 years before, in Washington, D.C., Marvin Pence Gaye was born, the second of 4 children, the son of a preacher.
My father was a very strict man. He believed in discipline, very much so. And being a minister in a church, and you know what people say about preachers' children, sometimes they are the worst. I've heard that all my life. So he was determined we were not going to be the worst.
He just wanted the perfect family. And everything had to run the way that Father wanted it, because he had this dream of, you know, the perfect family.
Right.
Marvin's father enforced his will through violence.
We were punished, and Marvin received more punishment than the rest of us because he was a maverick. I always called him that. Even as a child, he did things differently.
Marvin would test Father. Frankie would tell me Marvin would test Father a lot.
The power struggle that they had actually was, in many ways, a way that Marvin sought approval and acceptance from his dad.
Instead of using compassion, softness, tenderness, then he began to dictate and dominate. And he became a force, a power in his family, which turned his children.
From age 7, Marvin suffered routine whippings. He also had to endure the shame of having a father who wore women's clothing.
His father.
Whoa, can't gloss over that. Can't gloss over that. So, not only was Marvin's daddy abusive, he wore women's clothing. Can't make this up. That's what they just said. I don't know if y'all caught that. Not only was his daddy whooping him and beating on him, his daddy was wearing women's clothing. No wonder his daddy was crazy. He had something else going on inside of him. Like, he had so many insecurities going on. Like, man, bro, like, how you gonna come and whoop me and then want to go put on some heels and dress? And boy, look, boy, that household had to be crazy.
He was not only a cross-dresser, but he was a very flamboyant and out there cross-dresser.
He'd have his little, ladies' slippers on, pumps, and, slide around sandal things and waltz around. He was proud of it, so he didn't care.
Neighbors knew about Marvin's father. Kids called him names, sissy and homosexual.
The image of his dad as a preacher, this powerful, cross-dressing, church front preacher who would come home and wear his wife's clothes. The shame that imposed upon Marvin.
Marvin's childhood was a daily torment, full of pain and confusion. His salvation was music. At age 5, Marvin began singing gospel. His voice won him instant praise.
People were amazed at his voice. He loved all the attention he was getting. All the nice things they were saying to my mother and father. Where did this boy get such a beautiful voice?
Marvin's voice was his ticket out of his father's house. By his late teens, Marvin was singing for money. His father was furious. To him, it was the devil's music.
He did not sanction his son going into the secular world. And that was one of the things that hurt him so bad. He was permitted to do it or to venture into that field by his mother.
She supported him. She encouraged him. And I think that...
Shout out to all the mothers, man. Shout out to all the mothers for supporting and encouraging and breathing and putting that energy in from you to your child, because a lot of y'all don't know the reason, man. Shout out to the mothers, man. A lot of y'all don't know the reason why your son, where he is right now, is simply because of the love you poured into him, man. That makes a difference, man. Fathers, love your kids. It makes a difference. Mothers, adore your kids. It makes a difference. Pour that love into your kids, man. That's what's up, man.
Is one of the primary reasons that she was so important in his life. She symbolized for him what it would be like, unconditional love.
Resented by his father, indulged by his mother, this dynamic would define Marvin Gaye's life. But it was his father's ominous threat that would end it.
My father has always taught us, even from children, that we don't talk back, number one. And we certainly don't act as though we want to do any harm, number two. And he's always said if we did anything to raise our voices at him in that manner or to strike, that he brought us in this world, he can take us out.
Didn't I tell you, man? Like he one of them old school daddies. He really feel like it don't matter how much money you make or how much money you got. If you jump stupid with me, I'm gonna take you out. Like, for real, they really believe that. So yeah.
I wish that we were little kids.
The children knew to take his threat seriously. And on the last day of Marvin Gaye's life, his father would prove himself a man of his word.
Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow. If y'all ain't did none of that yet, man, please, yeah. I said please, man. I'm trying to keep these lights on, man. But now on the real though, like, comment, subscribe, man. But even if you don't, man, all the love, I appreciate it anyway for y'all even rocking with me, man, on some real stuff.
Los Angeles, California. It's late afternoon. Soul superstar Marvin Gaye has just 18 hours to live. He's staying with his parents, a father who beat him as a child, and a mother who's always been his strongest support.
Marvin and his mother had a wonderful relationship. They were really close and, shared a lot of things together, and they loved to laugh together. You could walk, down the hall in the house and you would hear laughter coming from the bedroom. And they had a good time together.
But there was always tension in the house.
It doesn't take much for things to erupt, you know that. So that particular day, of course, was a day that my father had been drinking. And there was an argument with my mother over some business papers.
Unpaid taxes and 2 divorces have forced Marvin to sell off his properties. Gaye Sr. is worried his home might be in jeopardy.
There was just a lot of everything folding. The studio's gone, the Hidden Hills is going, this is going, that's going, it's all gone. What else is gonna go? And I think it might have been in the back of Father's mind. Plus, him just trying to make sure that his son knew that he was a failure, no matter how famous he was.
Look at that! Mother! Knowing my father, he probably raised his voice at my mother. I don't think Marvin would have intervened if he didn't think he had to protect my mother from something.
Hey, what are you thinking? What are you talking about? What are you looking at?
Knowing Marvin, he probably told him not to talk to his mother that way. And knowing my father, he probably told him to stay out of it. And knowing Marvin again, he probably stayed in it.
Listen, look, don't you ever get out. Get out.
Marvin, please don't speak to the father.
Marvin's reliance on cocaine is making him edgy, volatile, and paranoid. He's convinced someone is trying to kill him.
He had a .38 pistol in his pocket at all times, loaded.
See, Marvin full of that yah, full of that dope, full of that white girl, full of that cocaine. He full of that, and they say when he get on it, he used to be paranoid. Like, so he full of that dope, and he thinking somebody coming to get him. Really, it's the dope talking. So just keep up. Watch what's gonna happen. Just keep up real quick.
Told him about how worried I was. In fact, he was doing these drugs, and he never came out of the house. He was walking around with this loaded pistol, and I said, I'm really worried about this. He said, oh, Dave, you don't have to be worried.
But there's good reason to worry. The house is stockpiled with weapons. When Marvin moved back home 6 months ago, he gave a gun to his father.
One of the biggest ironies is that Marvin thought he was being chased and followed and pursued, and someone was looking to kill him. So he gave his father a gun, so his father might shoot the person looking to kill Marvin.
It was a fateful decision. Marvin had put the gun in the hand of his killer. "23 years before, Motown, the music industry machine that would soon churn out a dizzying number of hits, was just finding its feet. In 1960, Motown was the only record label that gave black artists a shot at becoming superstars. Marvin Gaye was chasing that dream.
He was a drummer, and he hung around the studio, and he was looking to get noticed, and the competition was keen.
Real quick, man. Real quick. Give a hand clap, man. Give a hand clap to y'all. Just shout out to y'all who done made it this far in the video, man. I appreciate y'all again for rocking with me, man. I just want to give a quick disclaimer, man. I appreciate y'all for real for rocking with me even this far, man. But we're gonna get back to the video. Like I said, I'm gonna do two parts to this video. So this is part 1. I'm gonna do another portion. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. Probably load that up and probably like the next day or two. So yeah, get back into it.
His initial struggle at Motown was to get people to pay attention to him.
Marvin's boyish good looks caught the public's eye. His velvet voice made them listen. In just over a year, he had a hit song, Stubborn Kind of Fellow. Gaye was making a name for himself, but with the spotlight came hurtful rumors.
They came to my dressing room and said, you have a call backstage. And I went to the phone, and when I got there, they said, did you know that Marvin was gay? And I just hung up the phone because I got upset about it. But people teased him about the G-A-Y.
Marvin wasn't gay, but questions about his sexuality brought back the shame he felt as a child, as the son of a cross-dresser. Before going on tour...
Can you imagine waking up on Sunday morning as a kid, going in the living room to watch your little cartoons or whatever, and your daddy's sitting in the front room with a wig on and a robe and some motherfucking pumps? You hear me? Some pumps.
Gaye added an E to the end of his name. But on stage there was no confusion. To his female fans, Marvin Gaye was a sex symbol.
I remember on one of the Motown reviews, the fans went crazy. And I'm walking down this big hallway, and I hear somebody say, Kim Weston, Kim Weston. Oh, man, am I glad to see you. And I look around and hear Marvin hiding in the doorway. And I said, what are you doing? He said, they're everywhere. All the girls were after him, so he's gonna walk with me to find out where I was going. As soon as we walked out the door, there was a bunch of them. He said, oh, there he is. And he just didn't know what to do. He tried to run, but they got him. So I walked onto the bus. I said, I think you all better go rescue Marvin, because they got him back there.
Marvin had his pick of admirers. In 1963, he chose Anna Gordy, sister of Motown head Berry Gordy. She was 17 years older than him.
There was a mother image there, and I think he saw things in her that he may have desired his mother to have, because his mother was very passive, and Anna was, yeah, she was out there.
Anna was more than a mother figure. She was a powerful woman who could help his career.
Like everything else in Marvin's life, I think Marvin's relationship to Anna was really complicated. I think they loved each other deeply, but she was a Gordy, you know, and he saw in her a way to climb the ladder of success and give him a head start on everybody else.
Soon, Marvin got top billing and became one of Motown's biggest names. He had a unique style. It was so unusual that his recording of I Heard It Through the Grapevine was initially shelved.
It was so different, we just could not picture it in the top 10. We knew it was good, it was super good, but it was just way too different.
They didn't know how to market it. They didn't know how to market it because the song sounds so good. I Heard It Through the Grapevine sounds so good, man. Like, if I was a black man back then and trying to get that song to cross over, the whole voice, the whole soul of it, yeah, that was going to be dang near impossible to do. You really just had to hop out there. You know what I mean? Because that song was so different.
And so finally they decided to recut the song on Gladys Knight and the Pips.
I Heard It Through the Grapevine was a hit for Gladys Knight and the Pips. The song's success convinced Motown to release Marvin's version in 1968. It immediately outsold Gladys Knight's and became Motown's biggest single ever, selling nearly 4 million copies.
What it did for Marvin was it gave him clout, and it set him up for his next move, which was, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm not going to be produced by anybody else. I'm going to write this suite of songs that pays no attention to what their playing on the radio these days. I'm going to become an artist with a capital A, and that means my first allegiance is to my art and not to commerce and not to making Mr. Gordy happy or anybody else happy, that I have to make my own sort of personal muse happy. And I have to answer to God, not to the Motown Corporation. So Heard It Through the Grapevine was the key that unlocked the door to Marvin's independence.
The success of Grapevine freed Marvin of the controlling influence of Berry Gordy and allowed him to record the songs that would make him a superstar.
I'm gonna stop it right there. Like I say, I'm gonna do part 2. I know y'all like, man, why you stop the video, man? Stop the video, man. Just chill. I got y'all, man. Just chill. I'm gonna do a part 2, and we're gonna get right back into it. Soon as I finish this, I'm gonna edit, and I got y'all on part 2. Just hold what you got to get what you want. Until then, I'm gonna holler at y'all. All right.